Crashing waves won't steal my eyes, 'cause my eyes are set on you. The wind and rain won't change my mind, 'cause my faith is placed in you. And you have promised to work for the good of those who love you.
Okay, so believe it or not, I actually used to dress like this for my job. I had a little less hair on my head, a little less hair on my face, and I used to dress up every single day. I was a sales representative for a regional medical supply company, and I used to call on some of the best doctors from Annapolis and Baltimore and all actually down into DC and all the way up into Wilmington, and we actually started coming into Middletown. I had a couple of meetings here with some of the physicians here as well. So this is what I used to do. It's a good job with a good company, with good benefits, and what would it take to walk away from all of that, especially during an economy and the world that we live in now? Well, in my opinion, it took something pretty big. So I've got this great job where I'm meeting with all of the top pulmonary and cardiology docs all over this region. Out of the blue, I get a phone call from this guy that I know. I haven't spoken to him or heard from him in over a year. And he tells me, he said, "Frank, I don't know if you're interested in going back into ministry and preaching or not, but I heard about a church in Middletown, Delaware that's looking for a preacher." He said, "I don't know anything about them, but they're in Middletown. I thought you might want to know." I said, "Well, that's cool. You know, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't know what I want to do, but I'll give them a call and I'll see what happens." I had been through Middletown. I'd never really been off the 301, so I didn't know the area at all, but I knew where Middletown was. So I told him, I said, "I'll check it out. I don't know what I want to do as far as preaching and everything now. You know, I've got a family and just became a dad, so I don't know what I want to do, but I'll give him a call and check it out." So I call and I talk to this guy named Jim. He is so excited about their young church, and I just happened to have this evening appointment set up. I was going to be meeting and speaking to some folks at the Middletown Diner. So I told him that, and he said, "Hey, I'll tell you what, as soon as you're done there, meet me at the Dunkin' Donuts. It's right next door." And so I came into this room, sat at this table. He brought a friend of his with him by the name of Scott, and the three of us sat here for hours, lost track of time, talking about the church and dreaming about the church. So what would cause a guy with a promising career, with a very good company, be willing to walk away from all of that to do something where the security at least isn't known? Because, you know, there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of questions unanswered. Well, as Scott and Jim and I sat in this room, God made it very clear to us, because smoke began to fill the room. And as smoke filled the room, there was a bright flash of lightning. And then the audible voice of God spoke to the three of us and said, "I am..." No, he didn't. That didn't actually happen. I've never actually heard the audible voice of God. I know some of you guys would really be into that. I'm sorry. But you know, sometimes God does make your path pretty clear. And he did to me. He did to me that night, and I think to those guys as well. And so there's never been a second guess, there's never been a question about where God wants me to be and what God's getting ready to do with this church.